Hello. Hey, Jim. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Palm. Hey, Shirley. Hey, honey. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Julie. Hello, Pamela. Ready for some turkey? I am. Hey, Tara. Hello, Sandra. Hey, Melanie. Oh, Monday is behind us, right? Thanksgiving week. Turkey Day. Hello, hello, hello. New case. Who's excited about the Bell Witch? Thank you for the FYF. Let's start tapping. Let's start sharing. Let's start reposting. This is going to be a good one. Did you know that the Bell Witch is the most violent haunting in U.S. history? Why? You're going to find out. Thank you, Jim. This one came from India. I love this one. This one's beautiful. And I think this one is Germany, I believe. Let's share it. Let's get it out. The Bell Witch, terrifying, paranormal. We're going to go deep into this for the next 2 nights, Monday and Wednesday. And then tomorrow night will be Cherry Hill. So with it being Thanksgiving week, we're just going to do 3 lives. So it'll be tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night. Spend the rest of the week with your family. Hug them tight. Eat lots of turkey and lots of pecan pie. Did I say that Southern enough? Pecan, pumpkin. Turducken, yes, yes. I love giblet gravy, rolls, mac and cheese. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so hungry just talking about it. We have 9 minutes to get more people in this live. Let's start reposting, tapping, tap, tap, tap. I'm gonna start tapping too. There we go. Hey, Wyatt Channel. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, I do what I do. I do what I gotta do to make it happen, right? Hello, short stuff. Welcome in. This is one of those cases that, like, I've been studying it all weekend, and this one gives me chills. Well, all of them do, but this one does too. Kathy, thank you for the repost. Oh, I love cranberry sauce. I love it. Hey, X. Hey, Carol. Hey, Mia. Share, share, share. Hello, Lori Brown Eyes. Welcome in. We're getting ready to dive deep into the Bell Witch haunting, and it is chilling. Thank you, Mia. Thank you. Appreciate that. So everyone, I need you to do me a really big favor. So I am ecstatic tonight because when I first started my writing journey, when I got my first book published, The Haunting of Hastings House, I had a Facebook created, professional page, and everything. Someone hacked it. One morning I went to log in and it said, your account has been terminated, has been blocked. And, I fought with Facebook and fought with them for over 2 years about it. And finally just gave up. Well, then I decided that I was going to go back on there and I was going to fight again. So I had to submit documentation, validation of who I was. I mean, this is crazy because this is my account that was hacked. Anyway, to make a long story short, I'm back. I've got professional mode. I am monetized on Facebook. I need y'all to help me get to 1,000 followers. I'm in 917 right now. Because my page was shut down, I lost a lot of followers. So if you would, please go to Facebook and follow me on Bryn Morgan Author. Bryn Morgan Author. Please do that for me because I want Facebook to take off and grow. Oh, thank you. Please, please, please. And if the mods will post that, that would be fantastic. Also, right now on the Y channel, we currently have 525 followers. I've got to add that L tree on there too, X. So it is Bryn Morgan Author, not Bryn Morgan. Bryn Morgan Author. That is the one that I need you to follow for me. Please. Please, please, please. And that is Facebook. Facebook. I'm shocked that I won. But I did. And I am so happy about it because you need to be on Facebook. You definitely do as a creator. Hello, Marguerite. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, bunches and bunches and bunches. I would hug you if I could get to you. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's tap. Tap, tap, tap. I'm tapping with 3 fingers. But my tappity tap tap will stop when I start telling the story. Facebook, Bryn Morgan author, or we'll call it Faces on TT. Hey, Tracy. I am not above tapping on my own life. I am not above it. Green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole. I need to stop. I really do. Do you like the paranormal? Do you want to dive into the deepest haunting cases around the world with us? Then hit that follow button and the notification bell and never miss another Twisted Paranormal Files Live. Thank you, Shirley. I thought I saw you on there. One minute. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Nana Sherry. How are you? I got cat hair under my nose. Tracy, thank you for sharing out that live that much. Thank you. I love the Book of Faces. That is great. Hey, Rose. Just talking about Thanksgiving preparations, food. Can everyone hear that? Hey, Tigger. Howdy, howdy. Hey, Just Bethany. I only post here for this. Hello, Kobe Praise. Welcome in to Paranormal Files Live. And don't forget, tomorrow night on Twisted Tales Live, the continuation of Cherry Hill. Tara, thank you for those kind words. Thank you so much. I'm going to show you some photos here. This is the most documented violent haunting in U.S. history. I do, Jess Bethany. Hello, Lori. Welcome in. This is the most documented violent haunting in U.S. history. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the Bell Witch. What this entity put this family through is absolutely horrible. Tonight we're going to try to find out why. Why did she do it? Why did she end up becoming so violent? What was it that drove this witch to destroy, to literally destroy the Bell family? Prosperous landowners, we'll start there. It's nighttime in rural Tennessee. The year is in the 1800s, 1801. John Bell is out in his cornfield. He has a weapon. It's dark. There's a full moon. And then he sees something. He hears crickets, the howling of a wolf, his footsteps walking through tall grass. He has a favorite dog. The dog starts barking frantically. Again, it's rural Tennessee. John's a good Christian Southern man. But when he sees something in the corn, he shouts out, "What in God's name is that?" He shoots. Then he shoots again. Silence. The dog whimpering. He looks at it. He can't get a clear view. But what he does see does not look natural. That weren't no dog. That weren't natural. And then he hears something moving through the brush. Fast, not running, gliding. And a voice emerges, a female, mocking, and otherworldly. "John Bell, I've been waiting for you." Red River, Tennessee, August 1817. Welcome to Paranormal Files Live. We are getting ready to dive into our third case, the Bell Witch haunting. Have you ever heard of it before? It's a chiller. I am a horror author, and I'm also a lover of the paranormal. And that is the reason that I decided to start this stream, because I know that there are many people out there that are paranormal lovers just like me. And haven't you always wanted your own group of people that you can talk with and speak with and give your theories and your suggestions on what it was that made the place haunted, who was haunting it, why were they haunting it? You found your people. Tonight, we go deep, don't we, Seekers? John Bell is a respected farmer and a family man. And he encounters something in his cornfield one night. Something he can't explain, something he shoots at, but he cannot unalive. He tells no one. He goes home and he tries to forget. But that's the night that the sounds begin. That is the night that scratching on the walls start, knocking on the windows, chains dragging across the floor, and a voice, a woman's voice, laughing. For the next 4 years, the Bell family will be terrorized by an entity that speaks, laughs, sings, quotes scripture, and physically attacks them. Oh yes. An entity that will brutally target 12-year-old Betsy Bell, pulling her hair, slapping her, leaving bruises and scratches. Now, our last case was the Amityville Horror, which we proved that about 80% of it was a hoax. But let me tell you something about this case. This is not. It is an entity that will end up unaliving John Bell in his own bed. An entity that calls herself Kate. Welcome to Paranormal Files Live. I'm Bryn Morgan, and tonight, Seekers, we investigate America's most documented, most violent, most deadly haunting. The Bell Witch of Tennessee. Welcome, Seekers. Tonight we begin a special 2-night investigation for Thanksgiving week. Now, this is not going to be a comfortable story. This is not some fun ghost tale. This is a story of a family being tortured by something that they couldn't see, couldn't understand, and couldn't stop. And unlike most ghost stories, this one has a body count. Before we begin, I need to know who's here. So drop it in the chat. Heard of the Bell Witch? Let me know in the comments. Are you new to the Bell Witch? Have you ever heard it before? And where is your location? I'm in South Carolina. Let everyone know where you are. Let's get to know one another on this Paranormal Files Live deep investigation into the Bell Witch of Tennessee. Hey, Glimbo. Welcome in. Murph Jr. never heard of it? Oh, you're in for a treat. Hey, Mandy Hassan, how are you? Well, you're about to find out a lot. Hey, Sally Ann, you're about to find out, Mia. Look at everybody. Arkansas, Ohio. Never heard of it? Alabama, really? This is interesting. Who has? Who knows it all? Hey, Ginger Moore, how are you? Good to see you in here. Hey, nurse. Well, I think it's time we began. Hello, Bonnie Lass. So it's good to see both Bell Witch veterans and newcomers. For those who know the story, I'm warning you, we're going deep. Beyond the legend, into the documented history, the witness accounts, the violence, and unfortunately, the death. For those new to the case, the Bell Witch is considered the only haunting. Now, get that. The only haunting in American history where the entity actually unalived someone. Not allegedly, not probably. The entity claimed credit, and the victim died under very mysterious circumstances. So, a quick belief check here. Do you believe ghosts, entities, can physically harm living people? Drop a yes or a no in the chat. I absolutely know that they can. My mother was pushed down the steps. Hey, Louise, how are you? I absolutely do believe that they can. Yes. I kind of figured. Hey, Casey. Well, in this case, I was kind of expecting a split down the middle, but keep that question in mind. By the end of tonight, we'll have examined dozens of documented physical attacks. Thank you so much, Ginger Moon. Tonight, night one, we investigate the Bell family in Red River, Tennessee, from 1817 and on. John Bell's encounter with the strange creature. How the haunting began. The escalation from sounds to violence. Betsy Bell, the 12-year-old daughter of John Bell, becomes the primary target. The entity learns to speak. The community's involvement in this haunting. This is crazy. Hey, Brian, how are you? Andrew Jackson's investigation. Yes, we're talking about President Andrew Jackson. And the question, what is the Bell Witch? This is American history. This is documented. This is real people who lived, suffered, and unfortunately died. Ready to investigate? Let me see it in the comments. Are you ready to meet the family? There is also a cave, yes. Robertson County, Tennessee. Red River Settlement, 1817. Now, let me set the scene. Okay, this is a frontier country. Rough, isolated, deeply religious. It's a small farming community where everyone knows everyone. The Bell family has lived here since 1804, 13 years. This family is established, respected, and prosperous. We'll start with John Bell, age 47 in 1817. A successful farmer, owns 328 acres. Wealthy by frontier standards, really. Respected church elder, strong, practical man, former North Carolina resident who moved his family to Tennessee for opportunity. Lucy Bell, that's his wife. She was in her early 40s when this took place. John's wife, mother of 9 children, deeply religious, strong woman, managing a very large household on the frontier. I would have never made it. The children living at home in 1817. Jesse, he's age 21, he's the oldest son, and he's still at home. John Jr., who was age 18. Drury, age 16. Betsy, age 12. Her name is Elizabeth, but everyone calls her Betsy. Hello, Leslie Marie. Richard, age 10. Joel, age 8. And Williams, who is age 6, and he is the youngest. Now, the Bells had other children who were married and living elsewhere in 1817. Large family on a frontier farm. Everyone works. Life is hard but good. Successful, religious, respected. Question: what kind of family would attract a malevolent haunting? Drop your theory. Why did the Bell family become a target of the most violent haunting in U.S. history to date? Do you think that it was, religious weakness? I would think maybe bad luck in some way. I've heard this one. Maybe John Bell did something to deserve it. Jealousy. Cross Lady says spiritual demons. Maybe it was the land. I do not know for whom the bell tolls. Renee says stolen land. I've heard so many different things. Bad person. Maybe red rum. I like how you did that. That's good. Maybe someone died when the bell rings. So, hey, Cosmic Heart 76, welcome in. Maybe Betsy was the target for specific reasons. No matter, whatever it is, we're exploring all these theories as we investigate this case. The Bells are devout Christian seekers. They attend Red River Baptist Church regularly. John Bell is a church elder, which is a position of authority and respect. Now, they did have a black family enslaved on their property, which was the Dean family. And this is unfortunately standard for wealthy farmers in 1817 Tennessee. By all accounts, the Bells are a normal, successful frontier family. That is, until August 1817. August 1817, hot, hot Tennessee summer. John Bell is walking his property at night. This is something that he enjoyed doing. He enjoyed going out in the cool of the evening or at, just before bedtime and walking his land, walking his fields. And in this case, he's checking his cornfield in the evening because it's going to be a good crop. The sun is setting. It's a beautiful Tennessee sunset in shades of purple and yellow and red. Shadows are long. And then he sees something. So he's walking along the edge of his cornfield. He has his pew-pew, standard for farmers who might encounter wild animals. Remember, this is the frontier. He sees movement. Something large near the fence line. John puts his pew-pew against his shoulder. "Who's there?" No response. The shape moves again. So this time, John raises his pew-pew and he aims. He peers through the flailing light, and what he sees makes absolutely no sense at all. He even wrote it down. What manner of creature did I see tonight? So, according to his later testimony to family and community members, John Bell saw an animal unlike anything that he had ever encountered. Descriptions vary in retellings, but the core details are consistent. So I'll go over all that with you now. It was the size of a large dog, but the proportions were wrong. The head was too large, the body too long. It moved strangely, not like a dog or a wolf or any normal animal. It seemed to glide rather than run. When it turned back to look at him, John Bell later said that this creature's eyes were wrong. Not animal eyes, something else. So he raises his pew-pew and he's shouting at the same time, "Get on! Get out of here!" But guess what? The creature doesn't run. It watches him, completely still. This time, John fires a direct hit. He's an experienced hunter. He knows he hit it. But the creature doesn't fall. It doesn't flinch. It just stays there. He lifts his pew-pew again and shoots. It turns and moves away through the corn. But this is the thing. It's not running in a panic. It's moving deliberately, almost leisurely. John fires again and then again, and the creature disappears into the darkening field. The sun has gone down by now, only the moon hovering above the trees. John Bell walks to where it stood. Remember this: no blood, no tracks, nothing. So, John Bell is an experienced frontiersman. He knows the wildlife of Tennessee. He's seen bears, wolves, panthers, everything. Question: if he can't identify it and his bullets don't affect it, what did he see? Drop your theories in the chat. What do you think it was? What do you think it was? Thank you, Ginger Moore. Okay, so let's go over these. Okay? A misidentified animal. Just a weird looking dog wolf in bad light. Melanie says a werewolf. Cosmic Heart says either a dog man or a demon. Come on, drop your theories. Let's see what this is. A hallucination? Do you think that it was just the heat, the exhaustion, a trick of the eyes? Brian says, is there such a thing? A wolf gator. Wow. Who thinks that it was a paranormal creature? Something that was not of this world. Thank you for the follow, Cosmic Heart. Do you think it was an omen? A warning, or perhaps a sign of what is coming? I'll tell you my theory. I'm leaning toward a skinwalker, perhaps. Now, he clearly said, hey Angie, he clearly said that when he looked at it, that its eyes were wrong. The Witch's Pet, a sign of what's to come. I am loving these. The Dugan, he said you could hear him at night. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about a skinwalker, but, what's the other thing? A Wendigo or Wendigo? I forget. To be honest with you, John Bell himself doesn't know what to think. He was a practical, rational man. He knew animals, but whatever he saw at the edge of his cornfield was not normal. But here's what's crucial. Sometimes I think if John had just left it alone, everything would have been fine, but he didn't. John Bell made a decision that night. He decided not to tell anyone what he had encountered. Maybe he didn't want to scare his wife. Maybe he didn't want to frighten his children. So John Bell goes home. His pace is brisk now. He wants to get in the house. He doesn't mention the creature to Lucy, his wife, or to his children. He doesn't want to frighten them. He doesn't want to look foolish, because he is a Christian man and he simply does not believe in these things. So as he's walking up on the porch and he's taking off his muddy boots, he just murmurs to himself, probably just a sick animal, he tells himself. Looks strange in the fading light. Nothing to worry about. So he goes to bed, and that night, the sounds begin. That first night, August 1817, the Bell family is awakened by sounds. All of them hear it. John, Lucy, and all 7 children. And it starts around midnight. So the entire family is sleeping, and then they wake to the sound of something scratching on the outside walls of the house. Not wind, not branches. Deliberate scratching, clawing, and it is moving around the house. All the way around it, every window, every door, up beside the house, on the roof, it's everywhere. Lucy Bell raises up in the bed and says, John, do you hear that? John Bell gets out of bed and he's reaching for his pew-pew and he says, stay here. John checks every window, every door, nothing visible, but the scratching continues and it's moving from wall to wall, sometimes up on the roof, and the kids are looking up, wondering what in the world is on top of their house. And then it stops. Silence. The family is about to go back to sleep when the knocking starts. Bang, bang, bang. On the door. Loud. Insistent. Now, one thing that kind of jumps out at me is the 3 knocks. 3 knocks, from what I'm understanding, and if someone in the audience is able to back this up, you can let me know, but 3 knocks is usually the sign of something demonic or a mockery of the Trinity. And it's on the doors, and it's loud, and it's insistent. John throws the door open, steps out on the front porch. His pew-pew is raised, and there's nothing there. No one on the porch. No one on the top of the house. No footprints. So he closes the door. John, what is it? I don't know, Lucy. Let's just go back to bed. Three more knocks. Immediately, as soon as the door is closed, he runs out with his pew-pew. Whoever you are, you better get yourself on out of here. I've got something to protect my family with. Don't you mess with me. This continues the whole night. Doors, windows, walls, knocking from every direction. Then around 2 a.m. in the morning, according to documented records, there's a news sound. The family is back in their beds. They're not sleeping. They're all discussing, what in the world is this? What in the world is bothering us? The family hears what sounds like heavy chains being dragged across the wood floor from one end of the house to the other. But there are no chains in this house. John checks every room. His older son checks every room. The kids are starting to get scared. They're starting to cry. What is it? Then the scratching sound changes. Not just outside the walls of the house, but inside. From inside the walls, in the walls, between the walls. Finally, the sun is coming up and the sounds stop. The family emerges, exhausted, terrified. John Bell makes another decision. Family, gather around. We do not speak of this to anyone in this town. Do you understand me? Not one soul. Not to anyone. Not outside this family. Question. John Bell decides to keep this secret. Why would he do that? Shame? Let me see your theories. They are patronizing the family. I'm scared. I'd be praying. Why do you think he doesn't want to why do you think he doesn't want to spread the word? Probably because why do you think he doesn't want to spread the word? Probably because he doesn't want them to think he's crazy. Exactly, Shirley. Exactly. So, pride, protection, pride because they don't want to seem crazy or frightened. They're a family that is looked up to and admired. Protection, trying to protect the family's reputation. Religion, afraid of being accused of harboring evil or denial. Probably hoping that if they ignore it, that it might just stop. Probably a mix of all of them. But I can tell you now, it's a fatal mistake. Because secrecy allows the haunting to escalate without outside intervention. So, the sounds continue every single night for weeks. Now, at this point, the family is sleep deprived, terrified, confused. I mean, you can just imagine. And John Bell tries everything that he can think of. He blesses the house with prayer. Every night he has the family stand in a circle, holding hands while he reads scripture and he is blessing the house with prayer. He's searching for rational explanations. John Bell is a rational man. He's a rational thinker. And so he thinks, okay, the scratching in the walls, rats, the wind, the sound of chains across the floor, the house settling. He tries sitting up all night with his pew-pew. And Lucy is begging him, what are we going to do, John? We're not getting any rest. The children are cranky. They don't want to do their schooling. What are we going to do? Nothing works. Nothing stops it. And then the sounds that were keeping them awake at night, they begin during the day. September 1817, 6 weeks into the haunting, the phenomena escalates. Let's talk about the different phases of how this happened. Phase 1, the sounds become more violent. So, get this. There were sounds of fighting, sounds of flesh hitting flesh, sounds of furniture being thrown, but nothing is moved. Sounds of people screaming at the top of their lungs, but no people are making the sounds. Dogs on the property go insane, barking and nothing, cowering. Eventually, they just run away, the majority of them. Phase 2, objects start moving on their own. Blankets are pulled off beds at night. That's one of the creepiest things. I think I would freak out if my blanket was ripped off of me in the middle of the night. Pillows are yanked out from under their heads. Dishes rattle in the cupboards. Chains are found moved in the morning. The chairs are moved. The furniture is moved. So things are picking up. Whatever this is becoming stronger. And it's about to get worse. Phase 3, physical contact. So Lucy Bell is standing over the kettle and she's making supper. She feels something pull her hair. That same night, John Jr. is slapped. And I'm not just talking about like a whack. Visible handprints on his face. The fingerprints on his face. That is a hard slap, my friend. Drury, the youngest one, is shaken awake by invisible hands in the middle of the night. He gets out of bed, runs to Lucy and John, and he's screaming. The boy is terrified. Phase 4. One family member becomes the primary target. Betsy Bell, age 12. So, as you can see, it's progressing, and it's getting progressively worse. The entity starts to focus on Betsy, the 12-year-old daughter. Now, this is my question for you. Why would a malevolent entity target a child specifically? Drop your theory. So, one thing that I have heard is girls, especially, when they are, going through things, what can I say on TikTok? Their change, their innocence is gone. Puberty, thank you. Can we say that? I don't even know. Automatically, when I was researching it, that was one of my thoughts, and then I found a few others that said the same thing, because she was going through puberty, and I've heard that can really cause some issues. She's becoming a woman. Thank you. So some some responses, is vulnerability, puberty, innocence. Saw a lot of that. What was I saw? It's a it's a misogynistic male ghost. There you go. Um, Innocence. Uh, and these are all excellent theories, and thank you for engaging because Betsy's age is significant here. 12 years old is um, one, prepubescent. Theories about poltergeists and adolescent energy, vulnerable and frightened, easy targets, they're innocent, cruel entity choosing the most helpless victim. Um, at a specific developmental stage, some theories about psychic or perhaps paranormal sensitivity. Now, that was one that I never thought about until I actually started reading up on this case. And they're saying that perhaps Betsy had a bit of a psychic or paranormal sensitivity to it. Ooh, I just got my cold chills. Whatever the reason, Betsy becomes the focus of increasingly violent attacks. So, I'm going to go ahead and put out a viewer's discretion is advised because this is disturbing. I'm going to present this with, appropriate gravity, but definitely a content warning. We're about to discuss the systematic abuse of a 12-year-old child by an entity that seems to really delight in her suffering. This is documented, this is witnessed, and this is real. Now, I want you to understand, this wasn't just witnessed by the Bell family. Visitors who came over to the Bell property witnessed this. That is what is so crazy about this. Right, Shirley? She could have very well been a sensitive. She could have been. So, heavy content ahead. If you need to step back, no judgment. But, drop a I'm staying in the chat with me if you are. So, starting in September of 1817, Betsy Bell begins to experience violent attacks from this entity. Let's talk about the physical attacks. Hair pulling, violent, visible yanking. I'm not talking about something just coming over to the couch and just yanking on your hair. Or like how my brother used to do, and I'd slap the hell out of him. Like, yank it. This entity is pulling her up off the ground by her hair. Okay? While it is holding her up by the hair, and there are witnesses to this, while it's holding her up by the hair, it is slapping the ever-living crap out of her, like multiple times in a row. It is slapping her so hard, it's leaving handprints and bruises on her face. Very angry indeed. Then she starts to suffer scratches. The entity begins to scratch her. Claw marks appearing on her arms, legs, face. And then it escalates from that to choking. Now, Betsy gasps for air. Her face turns red, her hands are clawing at her throat, and it is as if something invisible is strangling her. Yeah. And then pins. Betty screams as invisible pins seem to stick all over her body. Could be an Indian shaman. That land was stolen from the Cherokee. Yeah. And then to make matters worse, okay, Mia, you think that's unbelievable? It starts picking her up and throwing her across the room. And it's not trying to be gentle and make sure she lands on the floor. It knocks her into furniture, walls. There was one accounting where she had so many splinters in her back because she was literally thrown into this log wall. Now, this is the crazy part. These attacks happen in front of her entire family, neighbors, church members, visiting investigators. This is not, she said it happened. This is, we all watched it happen. A preacher did no good. Absolutely did no good. It's October 1817. The Bell family is at dinner. They're all eating at the table. They're all present. At this point, Betsy is a former shadow of herself. Witnesses say she was beautiful before this attack happened. She's got black eyes, scratches all over her body. She feels like she's being pricked with pins. Constant scratching at her hair, clawing at her skin. So they're sitting at dinner and they're all present, and Betsy is eating quietly, and then suddenly she screams, "Stop! Please stop!" Her hair is being pulled at the dinner table, and the family watches as Betsy's head, okay, is jerked back violently by invisible hands. Not just a slight tug, seekers. That hurts. Strands of her hair are visibly yanked from her scalp. I know, poor child. Lucy Bell, who is at the table, says, "Let her go! In the name of Christ, let her go!" When Lucy does that, her daughter is released. She collapses, she's sobbing, her scalp is bleeding where her hair was torn out, this child's lips are busted. And then, in front of everyone, Betsy's face is slapped hard. The sound echoes in the room. A red handprint appears on the other side of her cheek. No one is near this girl. No one touched her. The family can only watch, helpless, as their 12-year-old daughter is beaten by something that they cannot see or stop. Can you imagine sitting there and watching your child literally being abused night after night, day after day by something that you cannot see, something that you cannot touch? John Bell at this point is anguished and he's desperate. Show yourself! If you have a quarrel with anyone in my home, have a quarrel with me, not my daughter. Show yourself. Leave my child alone. He's had it. And for the first time, something responds. We're going to leave it there. Let's have a brief intermission, 10 minutes. Tracy, Betsy is the daughter of John Bell. Let's take a 10-minute intermission. When we come back, we will continue. Let me know if you're enjoying it. You like it, Brian? I love it. Great music. Hey, Peanut. Oh, so glad y'all are enjoying it. Good. The only way to fight a witch is with spells of your own. Glad you're enjoying it, Ginger. Glad you're enjoying it, Brian. Shirley, glad you're enjoying it. I guess it was because he didn't want to leave it because he had put so much work into it. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that that's what it was. I mean, he had put over 13 years into it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ginger. Thank you so much. Um, I think that he had worked hard. He had, worked hard on that land, had did everything. So right now, what are you thinking it is? What do you think this entity is? And why do you think it's doing what it did? Thank you, Tracy, for the beautiful, beautiful gift. Thank you for the presents. Let me see if... I've got so many pictures. I might have deleted all of them. I'm telling you, this one's incredible. I did find this rendering of the John Bell family. That one's black and white though. I don't really like that one. Here's a good one. This one's just got some creepy color to it. That better. Yeah, I don't know why it does that on the white channel. I have no idea. But this is just a picture of the family in absolute terror. Wondering what in the world is going on. Better? Okay. I did find this. This was creepy. This is someone's idea of perhaps what the Bell Witch looked like. Terrifying. Sorry. Oh, here's another creepy one. Let me see if I can zero in on the eyes a bit more. Oh, yeah, there we go. Here's one. This is an actual truth. The house was so loud from the haunting that people would go outside. They would walk down the road to the Bell Farm and would stand out in the yard and listen. Betsy. Can you imagine that poor child? She's just laying there in her bed, and then she hears it. She feels it coming. John Bell. Wishes he had never seen that creature. Walks out in the middle of the night looking around, doesn't see anything. It's completely invisible. Lucy. That's right. It is a true story. It's very spooky, no doubt. Very. Let's get back into it. So John has just confronted the entity that is attacking his daughter, 12-year-old Betsy Bell. And it's not just, little things that are happening. They're huge. And so he yells out at this entity, "Leave my daughter alone. Take me. You want to pick on," basically he's saying, "You want to pick on someone, pick on me. I don't want to be, I don't want to see my daughter punished anymore. You want to take out your punishment. You want to take out your anger. You want to take out your rage. Take it out on me. And for the first time, something responds. A voice. Female. Laughing. Coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. Just laughter, mocking, and cruel. The family watches Betsy being physically attacked by something invisible. Seekers. They try prayer. They try intervention. Nothing works. Question. What would you do in this situation? Drop your answer. If your child was being attacked by an invisible entity, what action would you take? Emma Bema says, try moving. Sandy's mama says, leave. Shirley says, I'd already be gone. Palm says, I'd leave. Why do you think John didn't leave? Why do you think that he sat there and continued to put up with this? So leave the house, get help, exorcism, keep trying prayer, etc. All very reasonable responses. And the Bells try most of these. They do, but there are some practical problems, and we're going to go into those now. Leave the house. Now let's think about this, okay? Where would they go? John Bell owns 320 acres. This is their livelihood, their entire wealth. They can't just abandon it. Get help. From who? This is 1817, rural Tennessee. I'm sorry, but there's no paranormal investigators, no psychologist, just the church. Exorcism? Baptist churches don't do exorcisms like Catholics. They have prayer. What? Why are you here? Come here. Am I in your chair? No. Stop. Stop it. You can be the investigating kitty cat. So Baptist churches don't do that. They don't do exorcisms. They have prayer, but it's not working. Keep trying. They do. Every night. Every day. This is the thing. The Bells are trapped. And in October 1817, John Bell makes a crucial decision. He breaks his silence and he tells someone outside the family, "Oh yes, X, it's coming. I can feel it. This is our battle. She wants the chair. She doesn't want just a little piece of it. She wants all of it." John Bell confides to James Johnson. He's a fellow church elder, he's a friend, and crucially, someone that is very interested in unexplained phenomena. James Johnson doesn't dismiss John Bell as being crazy. He says, "I'd like to investigate it." Now, Johnson is a very rational, methodical, but also open-minded. He's not a skeptic or a believer. He's an investigator. Stop it! Get your little self over here. I'm getting ready to do something you're not going to like. Don't. Anybody want a ginger for Christmas? This one's for sale. So James Johnson comes to the Bell home to spend the night and observe the phenomena firsthand. John Bell warns him when they are out on the porch, "Listen to me, James. It's violent. It's focused on our youngest Betsy. Be prepared." John arrives with his wife for propriety and additional witnesses. James Johnson comes inside. He sits down at the kitchen table. "I've heard your account, John. Now let me experience it for myself. If it's truly what you describe, we'll help you. If there's a natural explanation for all this, we're gonna find it." So the Johnsons stay for dinner. Evening passes quietly. The family is tense and waiting. The women go to bed. The men stay up. At around midnight, it begins. The scratching, the knocking, the chains. Johnson investigates thoroughly, checking outside, examining walls, looking for any physical cause that could be creating this. He finds nothing. Then the voice speaks. The female voice, clear, unmistakable for the first time. And it speaks directly to James Johnson. The voice says, "Hello, James Johnson. Welcome to my home." James Johnson is startled, but he's controlled. "Who are you? What do you want with the Bell family?" The voice, "I want what I want, and I'll have it." James Johnson, "Why do you torment this family?" The voice, "Because I can." And then in front of James Johnson and his wife, Betsy is hurled down the stairs, attacked, hair pulled up by the roots dangling from the floor. Her face is slapped multiple times and she is thrown against the wall. Johnson tries to get up and intervene. He physically puts himself between Betsy and nothing. But Betsy is still attacked. The entity works around him, through him, ignoring his presence. So we got James Johnson in the picture now. A rational, respected man, witnesses everything. He cannot explain it. He cannot stop it. What does he do? Drop your prediction in the chat. Does he tell no one? Too scared of being disbelieved? Does he tell everyone? Warn the community? Does he tell church leaders seeking religious help? Or does he keep investigating to try to understand it? What do you think James does? Brian says, I think he keeps investigating. Tries to bring in help, Shirley says. Sandy's mama says no clue. Well, he tells everyone. James Johnson tells the church elders. The church elders tell their families. And the families tell their neighbors. Within weeks, everyone in Red River Settlement knows about the Bell Witch. Yes, that's what they start calling it. The Bell Witch. That's what they start calling it. Everybody knows it by that. The entity haunting the bells. The Bell Witch. And the community's presence is, and their response is very complicated. So the community reactions, you have group one, the believers, maybe 30%. They come to the Bell home to witness it. Others pray and offer support. And then some of them genuinely do try to help. Then you have group two. They're the skeptics, maybe 20%. Think the Bells are lying or that they are deluded. Accuse John Bell of making it up for nothing more than attention. Whisper that it's probably rats or the wind. Group three, the judgers, maybe 50%. They believe it's happening, but believe the Bells must have done something to deserve it. Whisper about sin, about curses, about John Bell being punished. Distance themselves from the family. The community learns about the haunting. Some help, some judge, some avoid the family. So here's a question. If you were a neighbor in 1817, Tennessee, what would you do? Hello, Wolfman. Be honest. Would you help? Would you go to the house? Would you offer your support? Would you avoid? Would you stay away? Don't want to be cursed too. Would you judge? assume they did something to deserve it? Or would you investigate? Curiosity, want to see it for myself. Brian says, I sure wouldn't invite them over for dinner. They might bring their entity with them. True. Avoid the family. Avoid. Brian would investigate. I would avoid and hope it wouldn't come after me. X says, being honest, ignore them. Too scared to. Me, I would probably avoid them. I would probably stay away. I wouldn't want any of that around me. So most of you are saying, stay away. Some of you are saying, investigate it. And Shirley said, help. I think that's very admirable. And there's probably more. I would investigate. I'm curious enough. Wouldn't want to bring it. Shirley says I would try and help them. Tracy says I would be out of there. So, and that's admirable. But in 1817, with deep religious beliefs about curses and evil, the fear and judgment makes sense, right? Despite the mixed reactions, something important happens. Dozens of people come to witness the phenomena. Because get this, whenever this entity would speak up, it wasn't like, ha. No, it was loud, it was boisterous, and she wanted attention. She wanted everyone to know that she was haunting the Bell family. And as those people are standing there in front of the Bell's front yard, they hear screaming, laughing, crying, hitting, you name it, they hear it. The Bell Witch becomes the most documented haunting in American history up to that point. Because everyone sees it. That's what's so crazy about this case. Multiple witnesses saw this. Everyone hears it. Everyone experiences it, including one famous visitor. Do you know who that is? If you do, drop it in the chat. It's 1819. The Bell family has been haunted for 2 years. Andrew Jackson is a war hero, a future president. Hears about the Bell Witch. That's how far that this has stretched. And he decides to investigate it. Before I tell you what happened, drop your prediction. What do you think happens when Andrew Jackson, a tough military general, encounters the Bell Witch? Jackson, he's the one who sent the Cherokees on the Trail of Tears. Yes, hey Casper, how are you? What do you think happens when Andrew Jackson, tough military general, encounters the Bell Witch? That's interesting, Shirley. I wonder if she was buried alive on that property. If you gotta live there, I would have at least sold tickets. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see what the documented accounts tell us. Andrew Jackson is military, he's tough, he's skeptical, but he's curious. The Bell Witch humiliates him. This is documented in multiple accounts. So, Andrew Jackson arrives with the wagon full of men, soldiers, friends, curiosity seekers. They're coming to debunk the Bell Witch. And Jackson is openly skeptical of it. In fact, he says, I fought Indians and the British. I'm not afraid of a ghost story. The wagon approaches the Bell property, and suddenly the wagon stops. The horses strain. The wheels won't turn. The wagon is stuck, but there's nothing wrong with it. The ground is solid. There's no mud, no obstacles. Thank you for the presents. The men get out and try to push. The wagon will not budge. Andrew Jackson hops out of the wagon and says, "What the hell?" And then the voice, female, mocking. Hello, General Jackson. Welcome. You may proceed now. And just like that, the wagon suddenly moves freely, as if whatever held it has released it. So Jackson's party reaches the house, and they're unnerved, but trying to maintain bravado. That night, the Bell Witch performs for them. The witch's performance, she sings hymns in perfect pitch, quotes scriptures, entire chapters from memory, speaks in multiple voices simultaneously, tells Jackson details about his military campaigns that are not public knowledge, reveals secrets about his personal life. One member of Jackson's party claims to be a witch master, someone who can defeat spirits. He has charms, incantations, special tools, and the witch mocks this man mercilessly, calls him a fraud, and physically attacks him, slapping him, pulling his nose, eventually terrifying him so badly he runs out of the house with his nose bleeding and screaming. And the voice run, you fraud! Run! Andrew Jackson later said to his men, I'd rather fight the British again than deal with the Bell Witch. So Jackson leaves the next morning, and according to multiple accounts, he said something to the effect of, I saw nothing in my whole life that I could not account for, except the Bell Witch of Tennessee. Wow. So here we go, seekers. Andrew Jackson, future president, war hero, tough as nails general, is scared off by the Bell Witch. This is documented by multiple people in his party. Does this change your assessment of the case? Does that make the case more believable? If Jackson believed it, it's certainly credible. Does it make you more skeptical? Probably exaggerated in the retailing. Or same opinion. Doesn't change my assessment. That's right. That is her property and she isn't going anywhere. Thank you for sharing the live. You did, Shirley. Makes it more believable. Yeah, definitely. Tracy says no change. So Jackson's visit does two things, seekers. One, it validates the haunting nationally. This isn't just local gossip anymore. This is known all around the South, the North, you name it, it spreads. Attracts more visitors. If Jackson investigated, then others wanted to as well. So sometimes there was a yard full of spectators that were there just waiting to see what was going to happen. Hundreds of people visit the Bell home over the next 2 years. Curiosity seekers, investigators, ministers, doctors, almost everyone experiences something, and the phenomena continue to escalate. Here's a critical development. By 1819, the entity is speaking constantly. Full conversation to the Bell family. Full conversation. It is no longer just laughs or making sounds. It is talking. And I am talking about full-on conversation. It has opinions. It quotes scripture. It sings. It argues. It makes jokes. And crucially, it identifies itself. The entity gives multiple conflicting identities. So here we go. Identity number 1, Kate Batts. Claims to be the spirit of Kate Batts, a neighbor woman. Kate Batts is alive and living nearby. Awkward. Kate Batts denies any involvement in it when she's spoken to, and she's very upset by the claim that she would do such a thing. Identity 2, a witch. Sometimes just says, I am a witch. Refuses to elaborate. Identity number 3, the spirit of an early settler. Claims to be someone who died on the land. Upset that their grave was disturbed. But no grave has ever been found. Identity 4, multiple spirits. Sometimes claims to be several spirits working together. Names include Black Dog, Mathematics, Psychography, and Kate. Kate becomes the dominant personality. Identity number 5, the most disturbing claim. Sometimes says, I am here to kill John Bell. Oh my gosh. So the entity gives multiple conflicting identities. What does that tell us? Drop your theory. A liar? It's lying about who or what it is? Multiple entities? Several spirits, not just one? Or do you think maybe that it's confused? Perhaps the entity doesn't know what it is? Game? Playing with the bells? Being cruel? Or clue? The contradictions are the answer. So, from what I read and studied, the multiple identities are one of the most puzzling aspects. Now, possible explanations. If it's paranormal, multiple spirits, one dominant personality emerges as Kate. If it's psychological, manifestation of family trauma, multiple personalities reflecting different fears and issues. If it's a hoax, different family members playing different roles, but this seems completely unlikely given the witnesses. I would X that one out completely because that's just not it. Whatever it is, by 1820, the entity that calls itself Kate has one clear, consistent goal. Can you imagine sitting there and hearing this thing say, "My purpose is to kill you"? That's her one clear, consistent goal. She wants to unalive John Bell. And guess what, Seekers? It's going to succeed. We've reached 1820, 3 years into the haunting. The Bell family at this point is exhausted, traumatized, isolated. Betsy Bell is now 15. She has endured 3 years of physical attacks. She's scared, psychologically damaged, as you can only imagine. And on top of all that, she's terrified. John Bell, her father, once a strong, respected man, is beginning to fall. He's beginning to show signs of illness, strange illness. His tongue swells to where he can't even speak. He has difficulty eating, and he just continues to weaken. And the entity called Kate, as he is laying in his bed, and he is coughing up blood, and his tongue is so big it's protruding out of his mouth, what does she do? She laughs. She's delighted. As the people come by, all these visitors to the Bell farm, Kate is so loud she can be heard, and she says, "I'm unaliving John Bell, slowly. And there's nothing that anyone can do to stop me." I mean, just loud. So, After tonight's investigation, night one, what do you think the Bell Witch actually is? Drop your current theory. Do you think that the Bells have encountered a genuine spirit or a demon? A paranormal entity? Do you think that they have encountered a poltergeist connected to Betsy's adolescent energy? Do you think it's a hoax? Family or community creating it? No. Do you think it's mass hysteria? A psychological phenomenon? Or do you think it's a combination? Multiple factors. So, to be honest with you, I am leaning toward one and one only. And I would say a genuine spirit or a demon. I absolutely do believe that it is a paranormal entity. I do not think that it is a poltergeist. I think this is something that is mean. I think it is something that is intent on what it wants. And I think it wants John Bell. So we'll test all of those theories again on Wednesday night. What question do you need answered on Wednesday night? What aspect of the Bell Witch do you want to investigate, or perhaps investigate even further? Drop your questions. Wednesday night, we finished the investigation. John Bell's mysterious death. Why was he chosen by Kate? The entity's departure and prophecy. What happened to Betsy Bell? The Bell Witch Cave, the modern phenomena, theories and explanations, and the final verdict. What was the Bell Witch? Before you go tonight, think about this. The Bell Witch case has over 100 documented witnesses. This is nothing like the Amityville Horror. Not folklore, not legend. Real people who signed statements, wrote letters, and recorded testimonies. Andrew Jackson believed it. Hundreds of neighbors experienced it. The community accepted it as real. And John Bell died. So either hundreds of people were fooled by an elaborate hoax, hundreds of people experienced mass delusion, or something genuinely paranormal happened in Tennessee from 1817 to 1821. Which is more likely? Paranormal. Drop a bell in the chat if the Bell Witch is already haunting you. Drop an I in the chat if you're coming back Wednesday for the conclusion. Are you a true seeker? And a candle if you feel bad for the Bell family. Until Wednesday, if you hear scratching on your walls tonight, maybe it's just the wind. Probably. This is Bryn Morgan, signing off from Paranormal Files Live. See you Wednesday for the conclusion.